WolfPunch.
It doesn't take.
But
yeah, so everyone, we're
So
WolfPunch.
what is this? Yeah, WolfPunch.
Yeah.
what is this WolfPunch?
Yeah.
Who is this Sarah?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back, bitches.
Well, we are WolfPunch with special guest Sarah Opel.
That's me.
Yeah.
And Dan is under the other.
Yeah, you're replacing him this week.
The new Dan.
I was gonna be here anyway.
Yeah, you were going to be
With or
here
without
anyway. We
Dan.
can't get rid of you. And then Yezin, you're here.
I am here.
I'm
For some
Kyle,
reason.
I'm here. And of course, can't do this without Michael Kemp. The
No, you
Wonder.
can't.
Yeah, the
I like
boy
that.
wonder.
Can that be my title from now on?
No.
It's
Come on.
you.
You are the boy wonder.
He is.
It's a wonder you've lived this long. So what are we talking about today? Why is Sarah here?
Yeah, Sarah. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Avengers.
Why?
Avengers.
Fucking much it shreds.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
Shredded.
Or Avengers Assemble, whatever you want to call it, you know.
Oh fuck! Isn't that like the official title?
The walking title. that
The walking title.
Nobody ever, except
Um,
me when I want to be annoying, so.
So you all the time.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
It's like,
I don't know that.
Yeah.
no, it's called The Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
From 2012.
From 2012.
Written by and directed by Joss Whedon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Starring Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth.
You both said Hemsworth when you could have gone Evans. That's interesting.
Oh, and
Chris
Chris Evans,
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson.
Bruce Banner.
Doesn't matter. They know who's in
Oh
the
my
movie.
god, yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson.
So,
And everybody's favorite raven-haired thirst trap. And I'm not talking about Yezin, but none other than Tom fucking Hiddleston.
Oh my
I
god.
won't clap again.
can
Yikes.
Thirst Trap please be the name of this episode?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Avengers, the third.
I can't wait
Gearing
to
up for
see
Endgame.
what new fan base we get
Oh
after
my
that.
So we have.
You are so welcome, by
so-
the way, because
so-
I'm going to be pushing this.
So wait, is it Twaddle, Big Pussy, Cunto, and
And
Thirst
Thirst
Trap?
Trap.
I feel like that's a different Pokemon.
And for short, it could be TT.
Jeez.
What is happening?
So, no
Okay,
one's
I'm done
listening to
fucking.
We're
this.
already derailed.
So for everyone who's still here with us, we're talking about the Avengers this week.
Yeah.
The 2012 Avengers. It's been a long time, but you know,
Look how far we've come.
And look how far we've come.
Yeah.
Endgame is coming out in a few days, and so we're talking about the Avengers. Mainly one. We're going to talk about two a little bit also.
We have to. You
Yeah.
and I watched it, so we have
Yeah,
to.
For gosh sakes, we have to.
Yes.
We have to talk about Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be rough for you. As you said, you haven't seen it in a few months.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah hasn't seen the Avengers Age of Ultron this week, so she can't really talk about it.
Yeah, but I have it.
Anyway, so how are we feeling about the Avengers one? It's been a long time. How's it hold up?
Amazingly. Duh.
amazingly, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. End of podcast.
No, you guys have to rebuke.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Yeah, I don't know. We decided to talk about the Avengers because obviously Endgame comes out this weekend, and we want listeners, so we're just whoring ourselves out there.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun a little bit to go back and see where this all started, but not that fun. It's an okay movie. Yes, and I know you have a weird, like, just borderline irrational hatred for the movie. But, you know, some of it I get. I think that it has a nice, easy, simple structure, but, like, some of the execution is horrible. Like, there are a lot of actors that can't say Joss Whedon dialogue to save their lives. And then there are a lot of, like, characters that Joss Whedon is just, like, not qualified to write.
Yeah.
So the beginning of that movie, and I remember
Like who?
all of the S.H.I.E.L.D.
I
agents.
want to hear this. Yeah.
Like,
Please.
I remember when I watched this movie in theaters, like the opening night in 2012, and like I watched that opening scene and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be a fucking rough night. And I still feel that way now. The opening is like one of the worst parts of the movie, because then you have all of these like S.H.I.E.L.D. agents scurrying around, speaking the way Joss Whedon assumes somebody in the military talks. It's long bouts of expositional dialogue and then like an occasional little quip. And you're like, oh, I'm so sick of this already. And it's like a big Power Rangers set filmed in someone's garage, and
I
then
found
you're like,
it. I found it charming.
I didn't. I do like. I mention this all the time. I really like the line that Loki has, where you'll love that, Sarah.
Of course.
Where he's like, an ant has no quarrel with a boot. And I'm like, yeah, that's
Love that
fucking
shit.
tight.
It
And
is.
then there's like a Jeep chase, and you're like, what is this? And then
It
This
starts
is-
off like low level.
Yeah, you have
Like, low
qualms.
key.
You have qualms with the chase scene.
yeah, I just
You
it's,
don't like
it's
the
just a little.
choreography of it.
No, none of it. I think it's a little
Yeah.
goofy that you're starting your like superhero action movie with your villain getting in the back of a truck and asking someone with arrows to drive him.
He doesn't just get in. He like
He like lounges
crawls
back
into the
there.
back.
Yeah, he looks like a little like it reminds me of like being a little kid. Me and my sister would ride in the back of a truck. Like
Yeah.
this is fun, and I'm like, you're supposed to be an ultimate
He
threat. here.
reminds me of the time that we were going to see was like Fright Night, and we had one too many people for us to all fit in the car, and I'd like get in the
Yeah,
truck.
yeah. And that's what it is. It's like your
Yeah,
ultimate
I'd be
like,
Loki.
demigod is just like, all right, drive me out of here. I'm in the back of this truck, and they're chasing him. And then I don't know why it's so dumb to me. This is definitely a nitpick, but Nick Fury gets in that helicopter, and then he's hanging out the side trying to stop this truck by shooting a pistol at it. And I'm like, do you not have any bigger guns in this like helicopter?
Well, maybe it's easier to hoist half your body out of a moving helicopter and point something that's not
Nah,
quite
don't
a hand
defend him.
cannon. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Sure,
Uh,
it's fine.
well, what would you want it? Did you want Loki to like grab Dr. Selvig with one arm and Hawkeye with the other, and someone
Just
holds
fly
the
away.
Tesseract and they teleport?
I don't know.
Canonically, he can teleport.
Yeah, I was gonna say
If only-
teleporting.
That
would
is
make
an
sense.
issue I do have.
Right,
with the
if
movie.
only
We'll
they
deal with
had
that
some
later.
kind of teleportation device with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like-
Like if only the Tesseract was like this thing that specialized in like space travel.
Yeah, that would have helped.
That
a lot.
might have changed the movie a little bit. If that exactly
Yeah.
what the Tesseract was.
Like, I
they
definitely
used.
think you guys have a good point. Like, that scene, it is weird to start off your superhero movie that way. But I also can, like, I don't know, I just found it charming. It's, like, the whole movie, to me, after rewatching it, it felt like an episode of, like, watching Fox Kids on Saturday morning. Like, seeing those, like, Power Rangers or, like, Young Hercules or some shit. Like,
and that you like
Yeah.
that.
yeah, I liked that.
Well, if you like that, then this is the movie for you.
It was just, like, nice.
So here's
Yeah. Nice.
I'll get in here.
Very nice man.
If Kyle seems like the negative one, that's nothing. Sarah, I know you love this movie. I'm sorry.
Please be honest. Seriously, I don't care.
can't with this movie. Like, I've always disliked it. I came back and I watched it the other day, thinking like, all right,
Thank you for doing that for us.
maybe you're welcome. I was like, but you're being nice is not gonna deter me.
I don't want to deter you. Give it to me raw.
I thought-
Oh my god.
God.
I'm gonna have to cover Michael's eyes, but who's gonna cover mine?
TT's here. Go out.
So I thought to myself, like, maybe like Thor Ragnarok and like Infinity War, like, after I rewatch this with lower expectations, it'll, like, be better. But no, I couldn't even, like, sit through this movie. Like, it's just so embarrassing, like, at every point. Like, from the beginning, like, the Jeep chase and, like, the way
Says
Joss
the guy
Whedon-
who just like got done watching a bunch of teen like made for TV movies.
Yeah, I
like,
don't know,
a couple
you-
months
those are
ago.
great.
You like dumber shit than this.
Yeah,
I don't think it's dumber.
This isn't dumb enough.
Like, I don't think
It's-
this
it's
is-
too borderline.
I don't think
That's
this is
the
Too
problem.
dumber.
highbrow. He doesn't get
I'll
it.
throw this out there. I don't think this is dumber than like a 10 Things I Hate About You or like a
That's a feel-good coming-of-age film.
yeah or like The 100. Like this is like
Oh my god.
this is much closer to Power Rangers than any of those things.
okay.
Okay, so
Like when I'm watching this movie, like yeah, Joss Whedon isn't good at writing like military-esque dialogue or structures, which is why S.H.I.E.L.D. is so hard. Like S.H.I.E.L.D. plays I'd forgotten how much of a role S.H.I.E.L.D. plays in this movie.
yeah.
And S.H.I.E.L.D., every line from everyone in S.H.I.E.L.D., except for maybe Nick Fury and sometimes Agent Coulson, are, like, embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
everything Maria Hill does
I agree
and
with that.
says...
There's one.
I agree with
there's
that.
one little
Her
moment
shit feels unnatural.
where where I'm really reminded of how Canadian Kobe Smulders is when the jet is like flying off towards New York. And she's like, we've got a bird in the air. We got to stop that bird in the air. Like, unauthorized bogey.
jeez.
And I'm like,
It's okay if Maria Hill can be Canadian.
I know she can, like, but it's just so. It just makes me feel like
it's that
somebody's.
she's Robin Scherbatsky. She's the love interest from How I Met Your Mother.
It just makes me feel like somebody's mom is playing Avengers with everybody. Oh, there's a plane leaving. We better. You call the Hulk and stop him, big guy.
Yeah, so like that. There are just pretty much nothing in this movie was better than I remember, except with one exception. Hawkeye.
Yeah, you have a new boner for Hawkeye.
Yeah, you're in love with Hawkeye.
No,
Oh.
he's like my new, like, not favorite Avenger, but
Love
he's
interest.
like one of my. He's like my new like Avenger that I root for. Like
Thirsty
when
for
I actually
Hawkeye.
guys,
Hey,
no.
Tumblr is your new home because there's a lot of that on there, and I don't get it because I'm not attracted to him at all.
Tom Lear.
Tumblr.
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 Don't act like
Whoa, what
Tumblr.
the fuck?
I thought
You love Renner for real.
I thought you
do.
thought that Jeremy Renner's name was Tom Lear for a second.
Tumblr.
No, it's not like I mean he's not for the most of the movie. Jeremy Renner's character is like brainwashed Hawkeye, and that's no. But like I forgot that like in the last like 20 minutes of the movie where he's not brainwashed anymore, Hawkeye actually is pretty decent, and everyone else is just super embarrassing to watch for me. Sarah,
I have some gripes.
for with the exception of Loki.
I'm brewing.
With the exception of Loki, like, excuse me. I mean, I think Cap is fine.
Cap is fine.
Yeah.
Chris Evans has gotten better at playing him, and he stumbles over some Joss Whedon dialogue, but he's written more likable. We'll talk about that in a
I thought
bit.
he was great. I mean, really.
We'll talk about each character
Yes, good.
individually. Yeah, we got to get a little structure
Wait,
going
real
here.
quick though, on the whole Hawkeye thing. So, well, I don't want to jump ahead.
That's
We can start with Hawkeye. Let's talk
Start
about
with
Okay,
Hawkeye.
great. Well, okay. How is he going to come out from under the brainwashing influence of Loki's scepter by getting slapped around by Black Widow? That bothers me. Also,
That's part of another conversation where there are like a lot of weird
just
plot
lazy.
holes.
It's lazy because I'm like, guys, like the fight scene between him and Black Widow, I actually enjoy it. It's a good fight scene and it's nerve wracking and and there's all this other shit that's going on. But like every time I watch it, I'm like, yeah, fucking right. And I don't know, it just doesn't. That was lazy to me. Also, there's no way that she's gonna manipulate Loki because he is the god of lies and mischief. So no, maybe because he was in that tank. His influence was like, I don't know, watered down because of the glass. I don't know. Maybe.
That's how glass works.
Are you high?
Sarah.
No, I'm trying to help Joss out.
This is
here,
this is actually a good place.
the dialogue is so good. I love that whole fucking interaction.
God.
So also, I kind of understand where not weird. I don't want to kink shame anybody, but there's a lot of like Loki and Hawkeye pairings on Tumblr, and I never understood it. And last night when I was watching it, I fucking understood it. Like the part where
you
he's
two
like,
could really
and
share
what
a
do you
moment.
see, Agent Barton? And I was like, oh, that was flirtatious, like I see.
So
Anyway.
I think there's like a good place to start actually because we're talking about Black Widow, we're talking about Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And I think that there's like a good. To me, Black Widow is like sort of the epitome of everything I don't like about the Avengers.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily. There's a lot of other stuff, but like Black Widow is the character that I think Joss Whedon thinks he writes the best.
Oh,
and-
because she's a woman.
Yeah, and I
the
think
movie opened with her barefoot.
he thinks he's so good at like writing women, and he's not. And Black Widow is like actually probably for me the worst Avenger in the movie because they're trying so hard to make you like her. They're trying so hard to like because she has no superpowers. They're trying so hard to like make her never fumble, never
To show that
never-
she's up to snuff with
never
the rest
be
of
vulnerable.
Yeah.
Never have any weaknesses, so that she'll seem like she's really strong. And Hawkeye is the character who like in Avengers 1 and 2 because he doesn't have powers and because he is
they bring his vulnerabilities to the forefront, and
he's a
really
good
well.
character. Yeah.
No, I would agree with that. But we'll talk about Avengers 2 when we get to Avengers 2.
Oh, but I hated that
I guess we're just
whole
talking
part
about-
of Age of Ultron. I thought it sucked.
I guess
What?
we're just talking
Except
about.
I love Linda Cardellini. Anyway.
Hey, who
I
don't?
love Linda.
Oh, she's a
Cardellini,
babe,
too.
and I love her, but
She is a
like
babe.
that whole part was dumb. Anyway, yeah.
I guess I just mean like we're just talking about characters like Black Widow and Hawkeye, like how those characters are played out.
Sure.
They're tertiary heroes. The only reason that like Hawkeye even matters is because Loki got to him first alongside Dr. Selvig. But like if
I hate that
he hadn't
you
got to
remember
him,
his
it could have been
name.
someone else. It didn't have to be Hawkeye. It could have been anyone else. What?
I hate that you remember the name Dr. Selvig.
Yeah, stop
Why?
knowing that guy's name and say guy who gets his arm eaten in Deep Blue Sea. That's
I've
what
never
he is
seen
here.
Deep Blue Sea.
Well, spoiler alert for the 1999
He's
motion
just
picture.
old scientist guy. Like
I like him. Skarsgård, whatever. Stellan? Is it Stellan?
It's Stellan
Why do I
Skarsgård.
know that? Okay.
Because he's in Deep Blue Sea.
No, because he's in Good Will Hunting. God, duh.
Okay.
God
Great
damn.
film.
Are we trying to say that Good Will Hunting is a better movie than Deep Blue Sea? Because
Yeah.
that's just not going to fly
Great.
in this podcast.
Soundtrack obviously trumps whatever the fuck was in Deep Blue Sea. Nobody cares about that movie.
Goodwill.
It's got Nick Fury in it.
No, it's got Samuel L. Jackson.
And it's got The Punisher.
All right, so
John Bernthal.
Anyway, Avengers.
is there any more to
I
say
don't care
about
about him.
Hawkeye and Black Widow, or do you guys want to move on to it?
No, there's nothing to say about them. They're boring.
Yeah, they're no, I don't know. Like, Hawkeye really shines more in Age of Ultron to me.
True.
Yeah,
He's
more screen time.
fine in Avengers. I know that like Jeremy Renner after that was like pissed. He was like, I wasn't really playing the character that I thought I was going
Well,
to
because
play.
he's brainwashed most of the time.
Yeah, he's brainwashed most of the time. And I'm like,
Residual effects.
yeah, I'm like, that's okay. Even though I've always liked the comic book version of Hawkeye, and so when I watched that, I was like, well, he was evil for a lot longer than I thought he would be. But I don't care. Like,
And his eyes were so blue.
Black Widow, though.
Black Widow, Black Widow is not a superhero, is the thing. Like, I mean, she is, I guess, technically, there are stories you can tell with her.
Yeah.
I don't mind her in the comics. In the movies, I think, Scarlett Johansson, I don't hate as much as you do. I actually think that she's a fairly talented actress, but she's one of the ones that can't, not Joss Whedon dialogue. Every time she says "red in my ledger," I'm like, she doesn't talk this way.
So much.
It was like, she does not talk this way.
I want to wipe it out.
Yeah.
Who talks like that?
It's horrible.
It's so pointed.
Yeah.
I hate dialogue like that. I felt like watching a Showtime series.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It was bothersome.
It's totally like Joss Whedon wrote this, and they're like, "What the fuck? If someone will get it, we'll say it a lot." And then you're like, "No."
Yeah.
But for the most part, I do like that scene between her and Loki. Though I hate the red in my ledger bit, but I mean, he says Mule and Quim. We all love that.
Oh, we do. Oh, when he slams his fist on the glass.
Yeah. He's good. Tom Hiddleston is good in that movie.
And I think his dialogue was good. Like, I think Joss
writes.
You and I talked about this the other night.
He writes good villains for the most part.
He writes a good Loki.
He writes a good
I'll
Loki.
say that.
He writes a good. He underwrites Ultron, but the dialogue and stuff that he gives Ultron, I think, is fun.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, like, he writes a good Loki. I won't say he writes good villains because, so there's this moment towards the beginning of the movie where Loki is, like, meditating.
Yeah.
And then he, like, vanishes into this, like, weird space ether zone.
Wait, when he talks to the
guy with the thumbs.
Chitauri?
Yeah, he's talking to, like, Thanos'...
With the muzzle?
Yeah.
He's
talking to, like, Thanos' guy, and it's the most Power Rangers scene in the movie.
It's awesome.
I don't hate it though.
It's fine.
Could not stand. I was watching it like, what is this? How is this popular? This is a scene from Power Rangers.
Power Rangers is popular.
Yes, I was going to say that.
It sounds like your biggest problem with this movie, though I have no problem with that being your biggest problem, is the aesthetic.
It's not just the aesthetic. It's the way it's played. Like, it's not just the fact that it looks bad, obviously, but the way that villain plays it. Like, his movements, the way he delivers his dialogue, all of it just feels goofy. Like, it feels like something like...
It's in a comic book.
Not just in a comic...
You know what?
The way you said that with a big smile on your face, it makes me angry. No, it looks like what, like, a bad actor would do. You know what I mean? Like, if you just got, like, a bad, like, high school drama teacher, be like, play this villain... right now, and you just would play, and do it as campy as possible. That's what you do. Like, it's just this really campy delivery.
I feel like comics are good when they have a little camp in them. I like that. I like the goofiness. I think there should be a balance. I mean, that's why I like the DC movies, but there's not enough goofiness.
Do you know who that actor was?
No, should I?
Yeah, who was the...
Now you do, because you just looked it up.
No, I didn't. I swear. I was reading a text. That was, Fuck, what was the guy's name? The really cheesy reporter in How I Met Your Mother.
The really cheesy reporter.
That, like,
the one
worked
that
with
dates
Scherbatsky, yeah.
That dates Scherbatsky?
Yeah.
Don? Oh my god.
No,
His name is Don.
I thought it was like Sandy.
Oh, Sandy Rivers.
Yeah, that's Sandy Rivers.
Whoa. That's funny.
Yeah.
Sandy Rivers and Scherbatsky are in
I'm
that
pretty
movie.
sure, unless I'm wrong. I might be wrong. But I think I'm right.
I hope you're not wrong. That's really funny.
Either way, if anyone's listening to this, look that up and email us.
Email.
Email.
Or snail mail if you don't have access.
Can you reach us on the live journal?
Leave us
emails?
like and subscribe and leave a comment telling us what your feelings are about Sandy Rivers.
When you talk about that scene, you sound like Mac in the episode of Sunny. Mac and Dennis break up, where Dennis is like, I don't want to watch Predator.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
all he
yeah.
does is critique the fight scenes and everyone's physique and says he can do it better. And then Kemp and I are like Charlie and Dee, I guess. Cannonball,
I would say that's fair.
But I get where you're coming from. It doesn't bother me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the movie doesn't look good, but I'm okay. Like,
compared to
it's
what,
exactly
Compared to other Marvel movies, Captain America's
sure, but it
costume
came out
alone.
7 years. You're right.
yeah.
But it came out 7 years ago.
Yeah, it came out 7 years ago. But it's just like there was nothing that like
Pump
set
the
it
brakes.
apart. Here's this is my problem with a lot of the Marvel movies is they all kind of have, and this is a detriment for me, but some people like this about it because it's in a shared universe. They almost needed to do this where everything kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
Nothing has its own unique, like, even if you get, like, a director with vision. Like, James Gunn did at least some unique things with Guardians of the Galaxy. And, like, now they're, like, with Thor Ragnarok, too, they're starting to branch out. But especially the early Marvel movies, they all looked the same.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And it's just, like, when I go to the movies, I want to see, like, I like to see different visual styles. Mm-hmm. So, like, whenever, like, to me, the way that Avengers was shot, it just kind of seemed... Again, like, I mean, it just seemed very, like, bland, which is fine.
I agree. But I think James Gunn was the first one to really, like, break out of that with Guardians 1. And I think that what you're saying, like, it's hard. It was the first Avengers movie, and you had to round up all these different characters. And I think they were trying to be cohesive with the former films that came out, like Iron Man all the way up. So
like, I get why it looks the way it does. It makes sense why it does, but it just means that I like it less.
No,
I don't think they could have done it another way. But just my personal preference, like it doesn't look that great. But I mean, structurally to me, the movie is pretty sound. It hits all the right beats.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with that. Yeah. I think that there's something to be said for the structure of this movie in a lot of ways. I think, the Hulk is a good example of something that was used really sparingly in this movie. You had, like, a new actor playing the Hulk, and you're easing him into this. The way that pretty much all of the characters, except for Thor, who's just shoehorned in there, the way that they're all sort of rounded up and how this team forms.
I like that.
And even though I hate the fucking helicarrier, I'm like, oh, this is their little base of operations. We're setting all this up nicely.
Yeah.
For the most part, even though this came out in the era of villain gets captured on purpose in every movie ever, it kind of works in this.
Yeah, with Loki, it makes sense.
That's what Brian and I were talking about last night. Because I felt like he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
But there's really no... I don't know. You could maybe argue it.
Yeah.
Maybe he left it open-ended on purpose. I don't know.
I think this movie just needed another rewrite and an edit. Because I think that everything that Joss Whedon is going for in the movie, I'm pretty okay with. But then there are, like, plot holes where you're like, oh, he got captured on purpose because he wants the Hulk.
That's what I thought.
And you're like, but why? And then how do you automatically come to the conclusion that he wants to defeat you all in public in a grand gesture? How did he know that he wasn't going to accidentally kill you all?
Full tilt diva.
Yeah, full tilt diva. Or even like Doctor from Deep Blue Sea is like, no, I think I knew what I was doing. I made a failsafe so that we could shut this down if we needed to. And then Scarlett Johansson's like, oh, Loki's scepter. And I'm like, what? Your failsafe is to make the thing that the villain carries at all times shut down his evil machine. It's not a failsafe. You're just giving the bad guy more control over his weapon.
This is glad-handed.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
There's just little things or like, oh, we hit Hawkeye in the fucking face really hard, and now he's not evil anymore.
That made me mad from the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
And then they were talking about, like, when they're having their little discussion and they say, like, oh, well, he leveled a small town himself. And I was thinking about it, I was like, wait, are they talking about the Destroyer in Thor 1? And I thought from the beginning, the first time I saw the first Thor movie, I was like, what is the fucking point of this? Like, hey, I'm in Asgard. You think you're banished forever. I'm trying to take over the throne. And also I sent this really cool, like, giant robot with a lantern head or whatever, or night post head, to destroy you in this little town you happen to be in New Mexico. Like, I don't know, that felt stupid. That felt a little extra. Like, we know he's powerful, or we should. But, like, I don't know. That part, the Neil speech, I love it. Like, obviously. And that's kind of what paints him in the fandom world as, like, this, like, dark, dominating kind of presence. And all the girls, like, swoon over it and shit. Myself definitely included. I love that. But what was the fucking point? Like, he goes into that gala in Germany, and he gets the dude, and he gets his eye so they can get access to, what was it, uranium? Whatever.
I love that bit because it's so fucking ridiculous. You could have just as easily grabbed that guy and said, look into this or we're going to pull your fucking head off. Yeah. Instead, they have that gadget that, like, slurps his eye.
I like that part.
I love it. It's just
he comes sweeping, bounding down the stairs, and then he strikes this guard with his staff, and it's hot, and then he grabs a dude and he flips him with one hand onto that thing, and then puts the apparatus over his eye.
That was like, and he's screaming, and then he smiles.
Like oh my god, I love that
scene
part,
they didn't need to do.
Yeah, it's true, but like honestly,
like that's got to be like a $10,000.
I'm glad they put it in because like
I like that.
You could have done that, but you've seen that scene where like put your eye up to this. Like they did their own thing.
They did their own thing that is so unnecessary but so great.
Yeah, like
because it seems like the most violent thing that happens in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like Tom Hiddleston, he like sells it. Like his face is just like it's slurping up that guy's eye. And it's just
all right,
like,
I'm gonna be the voice of dissent. I feel like that scene is just like trying to, like, we saw this done better in The Dark Knight. Like, come on. Like, a guy
was edgy.
Like, edgy villain walks into a gala and does something scary to rich people.
Yeah.
We've seen that. The Joker did it. It was way cooler.
Oh,
but the Joker didn't slurp anyone's eye.
I don't feel like that's I don't think that
these are two very different
to be
things.
The Dark Knight.
No, I don't think. I definitely think that they were inspired. I think they were inspired by the Joker's.
Inspired by Joker.
I think they were inspired by the Joker going into a gala. I think that scene was totally unnecessary. I didn't think it was fun to watch. Even
it's definitely unnecessary.
Also,
but it wasn't fun to watch. It's like, all right, he's slurping in the eye. I'm like, you don't even like. You get what's happening, but you're like, why? What? You don't even know what they're doing. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's like like, violence is cool in movies that do violence. Like, this isn't that movie. So it's just like,
you've never liked violence.
It's still supposed to be a movie that's family friendly, though. So.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm watching it. I'm like, I don't.
It was fun.
I wish they would make like a super R-rated version for the adults. You know, because not all of us have fucking kids.
You just want
Loki to be naked. You just want to hang dong. All right.
I got a show coming out. I don't care.
So like, I was watching it. Like, he does that, and then he goes out, and then he talks shit at the Holocaust survivor or whatever. And I'm just like,
you gotta make it about that.
It's just like so heavy.
Lord's over.
It is like, what about?
And then Captain America comes in and says the most obvious line.
I actually like that line. I like that line.
Last time we disagreed. Like,
here's the thing.
You're talking about Red Skull or Hitler. I don't know.
Here's the thing. What part of the Avengers and Marvel superheroes do you think isn't supposed to be heavy-handed? Like, that's what you're going to watch.
I don't know. Just be funny.
That's
so like, you love Guardians, right?
I do love Guardians. Like, I love Guardians. I like Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I did too.
That's definitely my favorite.
Surprise.
I just, I even like. I just saw Avengers. I think Avengers 2 is like a league better than Avengers 1.
Oh no.
For me. Let's go on. There are more characters we have to talk about.
So
Sure.
Cap? Let's
Cap.
talk about the suit, Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Captain America's costume looks ridiculously stupid, and I'm embarrassed.
But it's supposed to look like that.
No.
We fucking hate it. We hate it. We hate it.
I can't. It's been so long since I've seen the first Avenger, but I'm pretty sure that it looks better in Captain America, and it looks way better in every movie after. But it's just this super chromatic blue, and then it's just like soft and plushy looking.
Yeah.
And then it drives me insane that it's just this big sock on his head, and that his ears aren't out or anything, and it just looks like a kid bundled for winter, and he just looks fucking stupid.
You gotta protect your ears.
No, Captain America, even in the comics, his ears are out. And you and I have nitpicked and talked about this a lot, is like, comic book costumes help like by blocking colors and shapes and opening things up. And Captain America it just looks better and makes more sense to make it like a little helmet on his head.
That's fair.
And instead of like him looking like he bought his costume at Kmart, and then all the others are like
it does.
looking better than him. Thor looks better than him, and Thor is a goddamn joke.
Thor is great. Thor is the best.
Yeah, watch your fucking mouth.
Thor is fucking horrible.
No, he's not.
You guys hate Thor.
He's wonderful.
Thor is one of my favorites now.
Yeah, but
no, Thor's great. And
that
all of them.
was thank you, Michael.
He's the fish out of water.
Hold on.
It's part of the transformation.
We'll get to Thor in a minute.
He hadn't met Tony yet. He had to meet Tony to become who he became in Ragnarok. So like, this was the start of it all, you guys.
Yeah. What do you want?
Okay, so
That
Thor.
was when he got nicknamed Point Break.
Thor is
Thank you,
almost
Joss,
cool.
because that's funny.
So Thor is on his way to being cool, but he's not. So like, I don't know. Even with like Cap, like he's introduced to this movie like he's punching a sandbag.
I really want to edit out all of the clips of Captain America in
and
there.
then they're just showing clips from Captain America
He's
1.
so
Of him like in war and like doing a sacrifice and saying goodbye to Peggy Hill or whatever.
Let's call him Agent Peggy Hill from now on.
And I'm watching like this is so cheesy. You didn't need those scenes. Just have him punching a punching bag.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, again, this is the first time they've done something this big.
No.
Feeding the parents who had not seen Captain America 1.
This isn't okay. I was actually, because I was bitching to Yezin about this the other night. It was like, that scene, I just really want to edit out all those clips.
Were you talking about
I guess they did.
I was talking about that.
I didn't hear you.
They did. I guess they got the point across that he was frozen and stuff through other dialogue.
No,
so I guess they don't need.
You don't need that, especially since he is one of like 3 or 4 characters in this movie that got their own movie beforehand.
Yeah.
Some of the others were just like, oh, Hawkeye's here. Black Widow's here.
Right.
Like, they've shown up before, but they're like, who cares?
Hey, there's the Hulkster.
Yeah, if you had never seen Thor before this, you'd be fine. You could get through it.
Yeah, true.
Like, you sure as fucking shit
don't see Thor before it.
Yeah, you don't get it for any of the other characters, so why are you getting it for Cap?
Yeah, that's fair.
It just makes your scene
because
dumber.
he's the all-American boy.
It seems like the reason is
he
like
is.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, guys. He's been in war. And it's like, all right,
I'll tell you
we get it. You don't have to, like...
The Coulson thing. That's another reason.
Where he
they want to
doesn't
drive...
die, but does die?
No.
Doesn't die?
No. They drive the whole Captain America part so hard to make the whole Coulson thing with the trading cards and the, I'm a really big fan. And then when Nick Fury lies to everybody, like, manipulate them into, like, come on, guys, let's get out there.
Yeah, it's super tight.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
No, I don't like lying.
Yeah, lying is cool.
Why do you like Loki, then?
I know. It's weird, right?
Because he's a bad boy, but I think I can change it. I don't ever want him to change.
No. It's just, if you're hot, I like giving you a pass. Yeah, I'm shallow like that. Whatever.
Tight.
Cool.
You're like an alternate You're like the other Michael Kemp's other half.
Yeah, you're like...
Is there a Bizarro Camp? Is there an
you're evil Michael.
You're evil Michael.
Yes! You're so lucky to have me, Michael.
I am.
I'll
that's
represent
great.
you well. Is my girl wonder? Alright. Yeah.
Makes sense. Kyle, like,
Iron Man.
having a crisis right now.
Yeah.
Iron Man
He's always
and the
Well, I think there's still more to say about Cap.
say it.
I think Cap is one of those few characters that, like, I think he was more likable in the beginning of the MCU, and now I'm so annoyed by him, and I hate him. But I think Chris
It's the
Evans has
beard.
gotten better. No,
You don't like that he's wearing the same beard you have.
I like the beard fine.
He does. Have
I
the
like
same
the
beard.
line when Thor's like, "So you copied my beard," and then he's just like, "Yeah, fine." Like,
Yeah.
but no, I think I liked little flourishes in his character that are written in there. The way that he's still kind of, oh golly shucks, I'm from the '40s is still
I
a little
hate the
piece of his
40s.
character.
Yeah, like the
Gross.
Wizard of Oz part where he's like, "Oh, I got that one."
I like
Finally.
that.
That was cute.
That was
Super
cute. I like the it appears to run on some form of electricity line, and I liked I like when he always refers to people as like Mr. or Ma'am or Sir,
Yeah.
even when he's pissed at them.
Yeah.
There's like a part where he's
The
like
soldier.
he's really fucking pissed at Iron Man, and he's like, "Mr. Stark, I just think maybe you should quit bullying people." And I'm like, that's great. These are great little
Yeah,
things.
I
in
think
his
I think
character.
it's a testament to how, like, despite my disdain for this movie, it's like a testament to how well written Cap is in this movie.
Yeah.
That I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I kind of dislike everything about the concept of Captain America. The idea of like a World War II era moral compass, I don't like at all.
Yeah.
But like,
gross.
but like the way there's a line he says where it's like where Black Widow tells him like, "Don't go out there, they're basically gods."
Oh, I love that line.
Yeah.
There's only one
I
god,
hate it.
ma'am, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that.
I
No,
love
that was so
I like-
great.
I like
cringe.
everything about that line. I like.
I don't like it either.
You do?
No, I don't like it.
Oh, I
at all.
like it.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't.
no, it's
I
a
like
great
everything about
It's
line.
perfect for his character. I
Yeah.
understand it, but ew.
It's like one, the fact that he calls her ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two, the fact that he's still like a old fashioned Christian boy who
Yeah.
thinks that God is like an old white guy in a robe.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, that guy is dressed too flamboyantly to be the Lord God Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, who's white. Like,
He couldn't have died for our sins in that red cape.
like that's funny. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay with all that.
I agree 100%. It's one of my favorite lines.
That
in the
might
whole
be
movie.
my favorite line in the whole movie.
I think it's awesome.
And then he's
You're all dumb.
and he's about to jump out in a parachute.
I'm used to that.
Yeah.
Like that and like to add to it, like all of them are like fly, or like the two other guys, they're flying, and then he's like, oh, I grabbed my parachute and I'm gonna jump out of this bomber.
Nothing
Like,
nothing can stop gumption. I'm going after him. And I'm like, yeah, Captain America's great.
yeah.
And now he's all just, I fucking love Bucky and I'll punch anyone. And so now I hate him.
Well, you know, before Winter Soldier, he thought Bucky was gone, so that's why he was trying to find a new best friend.
Bucky
I'd
should
be better if Bucky was gone.
Yeah,
I
Bucky
know.
should fucking
Bucky is
kill
wrong.
himself.
I like Bucky.
I like Bucky. I always have. It's
Hate
cool.
him, hate
You guys
him,
would like
hate him.
Bucky.
He has that sweet, like, My Chemical Romance mascara. It's great.
I fucking hate you.
I do too. I also hate you.
I hate myself. No, I don't. I'm great. So we got some other.
Let's talk about Tony.
Tony.
The plot rock Avenger himself,
The guy who
Iron
started
Man.
it all.
Shoot to thrill, baby.
Yeah.
I thought upon
It's so rock on the range.
upon
Oh my
rewatch,
God.
I like him less. Also, like he's still fine.
No,
but like
I
think he's a little bit too much in Avengers 1, like where every line is like I'm a bad boy playboy millionaire.
Wait.
Like when him and
He
like
just
there's a
needed
scene where
everyone.
him and Bruce Banner are first kind of meet and they're talking, and then Cap comes in, and like literally every line he says that either actor is a joke, and it's just like, oh my god, like and even Captain America's like, can you like not
You
be
know,
funny for 1 second?
honestly, every
Well, I think funny things are funny. Yeah.
part of me thinks that it's Pepper Potts, and part of me thinks that every time we get an insight into what Iron Man's life is like, it's actually super lame.
It is, and he's overcompensating. Also in Avengers 1, it's the first time he met a bunch of people that were widely regarded as like on his level. Because he was all like, oh, I thought you said I don't play well with others. Why the hell are you coming after me? Like, oh, we need you.
Yeah.
And then he's all like, wait a minute, like his back's to the wall. Like, okay, look at all these people and what they have to offer. And I'm me. And in my mind, I'm a god. And I'm rich and all this shit. And I'm great. But I think he's I want to say that his
That's actually a
personality-
good point.
Yeah, he's overperforming because he feels like, oh my god, I'm in a room full of people who might actually be my equals or on par with me. And then the only one that he is from the beginning very impressed by is Banner, because Banner is a scientist and a brilliant mind like his own. So that and strongest Avenger, as we find out later. So,
But
that's
for
awesome.
a lot of it, he's just a normal guy.
Yeah, but that's what I love about it.
Yeah,
I
I like
love
him
that
best.
Tony's a fucking asshole, and half the time
Same.
I'm like, God, you're such a douche. But he's totally somebody I would see myself being around and like being like, he's an asshole, but he's our asshole.
Yeah,
you know?
like that's I'd like to hang out with.
That's
sometimes.
fair.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I
This
just
is the gift with
Yeah.
him crossing his arms and rolling his eyes. That is a classic.
Yeah,
that's
good.
fair. I just like from, I was thinking about it like this was the first scene of Iron Man in the Avengers. I don't remember what he was doing, but like he's talking to Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
He's underwater plugging in
Fixing
his...
that. He's plumbing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a trade.
And he's talking to he's talking to Pepper Potts, and it's just like this like
And she's
weird,
barefoot.
Yeah, and she's like
She is barefoot.
Those floors are cold. Why aren't you wearing shoes? Sorry.
she is barefoot, and she's like, and it's
Barefoot.
like kind of this like awkward like, yeah, we're a couple scene. I'm like, all right, cool. And then and then Avengers 2, you also have like a weird. You start off with him just like having, or not at the beginning, but like at one point towards the beginning, you have him like having a weird party, and I think that's kind of embarrassing.
Dude, I love that scene. That is my favorite part about Age of Ultron, besides all the like hallucinations from Scarlet Witch, because that shit was fucking cool. And then now she sucks and she's boring. But
Okay, and then also
But I feel
like
bad for her.
Infinity War also opens on like
Infinity War was fucked up.
Tony and Pepper Potts like walking through the park, like, hey, what if we had a baby? And I'm like, all right.
Boring.
Every time we see what
we're
Tony Stark's
jogging.
real life is like, it just feels forced and embarrassing.
Like, they should have been shopping at Whole Foods at that point.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hon, did you still want to do soy, or do you want to switch to rice dream this week? Because there's a
Hipster
special.
Tony Stark.
Maybe
he should get that.
I think
Sorry he's getting old.
No, I want him to age
also
and be
this other-
happy.
I think the only like scene showing us like Tony Stark's real life that's like, all right, this is good and like believable.
I know where this is going.
Is the one I don't remember which movie. I think it's in Civil War where he's like giving the speech where he like
With his parents as holograms.
yeah, well not so much that part,
that's
but
good.
like the part where he's like introducing his technology and then like offers to pay for everyone's college or some shit like that, and then like the woman confronts him like
at the elevators.
it's like my son died because of you.
That's a good scene.
That's a good scene.
It's like she's standing there, and then he realized that she hasn't hit the elevator button. It's a good little start to that. And it was fun.
Yeah,
Because you
like,
realize there's something fucking weird going on.
like,
I was gonna say.
I like that, but like every time it's like, oh, here's a day in the life of Playboy billionaire Tony Stark. I'm like, I don't. This is kind of sad. I don't like this.
The only thing I like about Iron Man 3 is all the PTSD he has from Avengers 1.
That's a good movie. I don't remember.
You know what? I'm actually...
He's just fucked up by it, and it's awesome. He shows that's his vulnerability.
Yeah.
It's good.
But I mean, that carries through, in several Avengers movies. I'm okay with Iron Man 3. I think it's on par with all the other dumb pieces
I've only
of shit.
seen it once, and it was like a year ago, but...
Yeah, it has Johnny
I'm
Cage.
due to rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get back to Avengers.
Yeah, see, like
How great it is.
I think a lot of the characters are given pretty good story arcs. It's all like there on paper. I think that everything that they decide to do with Iron Man in this movie works for me. But I do think, he's probably got about 40 jokes too many in here. And like Robert Downey Jr. I think is a fucking great actor. And he gets just better and better at playing Iron Man. So it was like going back and watching him in this, some of it feels a little try-hard.
Here's a problem we have. Brian and I actually were watching it last night, and he said it as I was about to pretty much just say the same thing, which was like the part where when I was at the hovercraft or whatever, and he's telling like Cap, okay, like instead of saying, hey, when I tell you, pull the red lever, he says it in this like convoluted, complex kind of way, and then Cap's like, English please, and that's when I was just like, yeah, for the rest of us, like why the hell would you tell anybody besides Bruce, I guess? And it also took you longer to say that. Just say, when I tell you, pull the red lever. But that was a gripe we had. I can't even reason why he had to.
Because he wants to let Cap know how smart he is.
Maybe you're right.
I think that's
more... I like that idea.
I do too, but it's probably more Joss Whedon wants to...
Ooh,
I want this to sound scientific, and then I'll say it for everyone afterwards, and I've got credibility.
I think that Joss is great at writing characters that are unique. Loki, Cap, anybody that's unique and has a very specific style, background, and you would think of them and go, how would they sound because they would have a specific way they speak. He's not good at writing the common man.
He's not good at writing the common man.
Yeah.
I think he
did okay with Nick, with Fury. I think Fury sounded good.
Fury has a few good lines and then a few like bad ones. I don't know. It's weird. I think that he writes everyone decently, but sometimes the dialogue is like no one would talk like this. He does a really good Loki.
Yeah.
But a really shitty Thor.
Showtime.
Yeah.
What? No, Loki or Thor was fine.
I think Thor sucks butt in the movie too. Like he's just a turd out there.
No, I liked it when they were arguing on that cold planet. I don't even remember what it was called.
No, I don't know.
And he said, recompense. Like, I love that word.
They're on a fucking cliff on Earth, right?
No, what?
They were fighting on Earth.
There's only one planet in the Avengers.
In Avengers 1.
Yeah, they only fight.
Well, so were they just in another dimension? I never really understood, but I never asked.
Where he's fighting Iron Man?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the
just
woods.
on Earth.
They're just on Earth.
In the woods. On Earth. You know
I
what the
never
woods look
even
like?
really thought about that. I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
it looks cold over there. I don't know.
It's alright. Sarah hasn't seen the Avengers today, so.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Good thing we have you here to critique movies with us. When they were on that cold dimension, and he says recompense, I think the movie's good now.
I always thought it was good.
I like Thor.
Necessary.
Thor was good. I thought,
No, Thor is a fucking...
You just hate Thor.
He looks
so
jealous.
good in the last
No,
two movies he's been in.
He's been good in every single movie he's been in.
Thank you.
I really like him in Ragnarok and Infinity War.
I know.
I like him a lot in both of those. In this movie, God, he just looks so stupid.
No, he doesn't.
With his dumbass blonde wig.
What do you
I love his hair.
Thor would look like?
It looks good.
Okay, first of all,
I don't like it in Ragnarok. I don't like the haircut.
The goddamn cats
I hate
are
the
yelling
haircut.
at me here.
Yeah.
Calm down, please.
It's not just that he has long hair. It's just the...
His costume
too blonde for
way
you?
too sweet.
It's
Yeah.
a
How
power...
does he need to darken it for you?
Wigs never look good. Just
How do you
because
know
he
that's a
look...
wig?
It's fake as fuck.
It is
dude.
fake as fuck.
Well, I don't care. I like
So it doesn't matter.
It's to me, it's not the wig part. It's
Tom Hiddleston's wearing a wig.
He looks like he's in a
It looks
Power
good.
Rangers movie. You know
Yes.
It looks bad.
Yes.
And that's why. What do you want the God
Can we
of Thunder
stop
to
talking
look
about
like?
Power Rangers? Like, let it rest in peace.
What do you want the God of Thunder to look like?
I don't know. It's
Honestly.
Viking.
He looks good in the last two movies.
Yeah,
Like a
it's fine.
Viking.
He does.
Do you want him to wear the
you
helmet?
gotta realize, the
He
first
wore a helmet
Avengers
in-
were trying to be
Guys,
like...
stop talking over each other. Everybody calm
Yeah.
down.
The first Avenger was trying to be, they were trying to be comic book accurate the best they could. So that's why it looks the way it does.
Yeah,
And then they slowly changed them. That's why he looks different now. You get it?
I get it, Michael. I just don't like it.
Oh, too bad.
I don't like it. And also, I mean, he's sort of a nothing character in that movie, especially when you're like, oh, it's his brother that is causing all of this trouble.
That is true. That is my biggest gripe with the movie.
He just sort of shows up, and he has probably the least dialogue, and I'm like, I'm okay with it because you're not interesting.
Well, I think they probably... I mean, yes, it makes sense that he would be the one to probably have the most, interaction with his brother, but they already had a ton of interaction in Thor. So it's like, oh, what are we watching, Thor 2?
Yeah.
That's probably why they pared down Thor's role in it, because then it would just be the Thor movie.
Yeah, but also, he sucks in this movie. He's just a big old turd. Don't like him. Hawkeye is better.
I mean, this movie really just hinges on Cap and Iron Man. The Avengers 1 is really a Cap Iron Man with a little bit of...
the two of them have always been the heart and soul of
They've been the
Avengers.
main characters.
Yeah,
but
Hulk
Infinity
works
War,
really
there's a
well.
lot of... Infinity War has a lot of Thor, but, for example, so the way the movie's structured extremely clearly. There's the middle act part where... Excuse me. It seems like Loki is succeeding, and he turns them all against each other, and they fail.
Mm-hmm.
And then, basically, Cap and Iron Man have their moment of, their moment of, turning around and resolving to, be heroes is shown on screen. Whereas with Thor, all you really see is just, a scene of just him picking up his hammer.
Yeah, he sat in a meadow for a minute.
It's like, oh, he just picks up the hammer. He's like, I'm going to go help now. And he just shows up.
He read the script and he had to wait for the others to get ready to go.
Yeah, the movie isn't trying to really do much with Thor, and that like shows.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like not.
Because this time, he's gonna live in Loki's shadow.
Mm.
That's why. I'm gonna
Technically true.
I'm going to make it all connect.
Yeah, you're going to make it all
good
about
at this
Loki
shit.
by the end of this. It's all going to be about Loki.
Well, it should have always been about Loki. But he's got a show now, so it's cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well,
What's the show gonna be called?
I don't know. It's going to
Anyway.
be called Disney Take My Money. I'm going to sign up for another subscription that I'm going to pay for every month. That's what it's called.
is there a shorter title than that?
It'll be an acronym.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what? There's Hulk. We
I
already
think-
said Hulk. Hulk was definitely.
I like the Hulk in this movie.
because I really liked Edward Norton as Bruce Banner. So at first I was really bummed, but like
Yeah, but so you
Mark Ruffalo like did everything better. Like he like perfected that character.
Yeah, I thought that the Hulk was great. I liked Bruce Banner. It was fun. When he first hulks out, I think that like I was like, oh, this is cool. This is kind of like an atmospheric little moment. Then it cuts to one really stupid shot when Black Widow is running and the Hulk is chasing her in slow motion.
It looked like Titanic.
It
It
looks-
looks like the scene
yeah.
when Rose and Jack are running down that corridor
really
and,
does.
and they're about to drown. That's what I.
It looks like a parody of that.
Yeah,
And it's like, I'm like, oh my god. Because other than that, I liked it at first, where it's like, oh, he's in the shadow, and it's like, this is really moody and atmospheric and fun, and then he's like,
The transformation was sick.
yeah, it looked good.
And especially for 2012, it still looks good now. And I kind of, I don't know, because I love Ragnarok so much, I love seeing him and Thor fight for the first time, and I'm like, oh, he's a friend from work, you know,
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
That's great. Like, see, I've always hated the Hulk in comics, and the Avengers movie was the first one that like made me like him.
Same.
Hulk was funny. I love the bit when he just like punches Thor.
Yeah.
Because we all want to do that to Thor.
Speak for yourself.
Right. There's other things I like to do to Thor, and it isn't punching him.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! I thought you were Team Loki.
I could be both.
Place for both
Traitor.
Yeah, there's
Why not
plenty
both?
to
Yeah.
go around. Oh. Shan't deny either brother.
Oh my god!
I'm not gonna steal his
I
thunder.
like it though.
Oh my god!
And I like that in Ragnarok he talks. Like he's so funny in Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
Hulk. Like
Yeah.
Hulk is hilarious. I loved him so much more even after that. But yeah, I mean, but I watching it now, I'm like, man, like that really holds up. It looks good. And I like the fight scene with Thor. And then yeah, like slow building of like the whole Black Widow and Hulk romance. No, but
I like
no,
that.
it's there.
It's hit and miss.
It is hit and miss. I don't
why does she have to have? I mean, why does she have to have a love interest who's an Avenger? You know what I mean?
Don't
Like
have
she does.
to. I just
But there are fun ideas with like, you know,
yeah,
the way that they play with the idea. Like they get rid of it pretty quickly, but
Yeah.
him never knowing how much he can trust her, because her main skill, as established in the first Avengers movie, is she lies really well.
yeah,
And so does all of S.H.I.E.L.D., which the Hulk can't really trust at all, because
yeah.
they might want to lure him in, so he can never tell if he can actually trust her.
That is a good point.
And I'm like,
I never thought
It's
about that.
it's an interesting dynamic. They don't wind up doing hardly anything with it, and now it doesn't matter. There are bigger problems than the Hulk. But
Yeah, that's good.
it's a fun idea, because I mean she can also control the Hulk and not just Banner.
Yeah,
After a certain point, you're like, this is fun,
yeah.
and it goes
sounds
nowhere.
good. Pretty low. Yeah.
God, Brian said that to me once when I was
No,
like,
I said it.
Oh, I thought it was Brian.
No, it was. God damn it, Kyle! It was me.
You guys, when I'm drunk, you're
You
the same.
had like 2 or 3 shots of Everclear and God knows what else. We were at Cody's house and you were leaning against the fence and you were about to fall and said, hey, big guy, sun's getting pretty low. And everyone erupted in laughter and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. And you were not going to give it to my husband. It was me.
I was talking of a different time. I have no memory of that.
And you were laying on the ground telling me I'm a great person and that you're glad I'm
you're
I'm not
really
kidding.
drunk.
I'm not kidding. And I was like, oh, Kyle, I love you too, buddy. Drink some water. Oh, you know what? Drink some more water. And then you took off.
That's when I ran home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you threw up in the bushes on your way home.
No, I got home before I threw up.
All right.
I peed in
It's
the
not what you
dishes.
said. Oh, okay.
And then the Hulk came.
You know what? This is not relevant to the podcast at all. I'm so glad
Well,
we got all
Kyle's
this
the
in
Incredible Sulk.
Yeah.
I want him to have his own show.
there. Yeah,
No, you
that's staying
shouldn't.
in. All right.
High points of your life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the Hulk. I can relate to him when I'm drunk.
I just think that like when I watch the Avengers as a whole, it's a very simple, well structured movie, like power of teamwork, but it looks very cheap. It's like there's this scene with Thor on the tower, summoning lightning to close off the portal, and it just looks redonkulous, you know? Like
Why'd you say that word?
I'm here.
He's talking about Avengers.
I'm talking about the Avengers. I don't know.
Sorry.
But then, like, I watch Avengers 2, and that's like a very forgettable movie. So I rewatched it just last night, and actually, like a lot less embarrassing. Like a much more not just aesthetically, but very much aesthetically, but also just overall like more competent film. Like it's not trying to make everything so obvious for everyone, but it's also like all trying to like tell a story. Like, all right, so Tony Stark has a like crucial flaw, and it causes this like drama, and then it has to be resolved. It's like, all right, and then it's like it ties to the thing where like the twins, they were like trapped under the rubble with the Tony Stark bomb, and it's like it all ties together. It's like poetry and it rhymes, and like with the Avengers, I compare it to the Avengers 1. It's like Loki got an evil army from space, and now he's gonna bring them on New York, and they have to stay from New York. And I'm like,
but that's all that movie ever needed.
But I don't see why he couldn't just clone himself as an army and take over. Like,
well,
no, I'm serious.
It would have been a lot more fun to watch.
It would, absolutely, but I mean, they did show him doing that during his big speech in Germany.
But were they corporeal? Weren't they just illusions?
Yeah, I think they were, like, you don't think they were...
I don't know, it's just... This is more of Sarah's fan fiction.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious, though. Wait.
I want the world to be taken over by an army of Lokis.
There'll be one for everyone.
Well, Cam and I'll each get one.
Yeah.
They'll be our best friends, our constant pals.
And I
maybe you're right.
Myself.
But I feel like in the comic... in Agent of Asgard, but I think Agent of Asgard didn't even come out until after Avengers.
No, yeah, it came out after.
So maybe that you can't really use that as logic, but I mean, he definitely could clone himself, and I don't remember reading anything that they were, like, only illusions. Like, he was able to actually clone himself in a physical form. But I don't know, I mean, we'll just say, for sake of argument, that the MCU chooses to only honor some of his canonical powers, because I made a list of the shit they didn't fucking show. But maybe they're saving it for the television show.
Okay,
No.
two things right now. One, Michael, how does that feel? To have someone else on the podcast start referencing comics, and it's not you.
I loved it every second.
But I only know
wonderful.
Loki comics because I have not read anything else.
Two,
Sorry.
could you read that list for us?
Yeah.
I mean, you did the work. You might as well get to show it off.
But I'm proud, honestly. It's
Oh, Camp.
It's great
I really
to have
am
someone
an
else
evil
talk about
version of
comics.
you. I'm so
It's great.
excited.
This is wonderful.
Okay, we got teleporting, dimension hopping, time traveling, levitation, shape-shifting, illusion casting, telepathy, Eldritch energy blast, astral projection, and then there was something like a weird one-off. I didn't read it. I just saw something about it where he could reattach severed heads.
You gotta work that into the movies.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanos will get his head chopped off.
Fuck Thanos.
No,
I love him. I love him, but fuck him.
When he fucking
Bully.
choked Loki to death, he became my hero.
Wow. He hates him. He
Yeah.
hates Loki. I don't know why, though.
I
But
think
then-
just because you like him so much. That's the only reason.
No, I'm low-key neutral. Then Star-Lord became my hero when he called Thanos Grimace. And I was like,
That was really
You
fun.
call them what?
Grimace.
I don't get it.
The purple
big
McDonald's.
purple
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The purple chicken nugget with legs and...
Is that what he fucking is? No,
He's probably not, but I've always thought he was.
No, wait. But he does look like... But he's furry, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's not actually, because there are chicken nuggets with
He
faces.
kind of reminds me of Snuffy from Sesame Street.
Snuffy the Vampire Slayer.
Whoa,
It all
full
comes back
circle,
to Sesame
bro.
Street.
Yeah, no, I always assume Grimace is just a bear that became deformed by eating so much McDonald's.
Super Size Me came out too late. He had already fallen apart. Can we talk about how Live to Rise fucking rips? The Chris Cornell or Soundgarden song that they did for Avengers that plays during the credits. I love that song. I love it.
That's all you.
What? No, come on.
So why?
Brian bought it on iTunes in 2012.
Of course he did.
Oh my god, this song fucking shreds.
I couldn't tell you what the song sounds like.
You want to sing it for us?
No,
You're not going to sing it?
I could play it for you.
That's alright, don't do
good.
that.
No, we're good.
It wouldn't sound good on the...
Oh, it sounds great.
Um,
What do you mean you don't like it?
I don't not like it. I didn't even register that it existed.
Dude, that song, it's awesome.
It might be
Usually
good.
the soundtracks kick ass and all the Marvel shit. Like,
What is the
Avengers
music
theme
that
is
plays
dope.
when Iron Man rolls up?
Fucking AC/DC.
Yeah.
Shoot to Thrill.
It
That's
took
why.
me out of the movie.
No,
was
that's
like,
why I said he's the
why?
butt rock Avenger, and he like totally would buy a weekend pass to Rock on the Range.
Oh my.
Hey, Romanoff, you missed me, and
Oh,
true.
it's cringy, but I love it anyway.
It's so douchey.
He's a douche.
Kind of believable, but I'm just
Very
like,
believable.
I'm like, really? That's your song? That's what you're gonna play right now?
Yeah, like I was like, oh, are you kidding me?
I was trying to think last night if it wasn't AC/DC, like what I think he would play.
Isn't he wearing like a Black Sabbath shirt throughout the movie?
Brian had that shirt. We found it at the thrift store,
Tight.
and then he sold it. He like gave it to Ragorama or whatever. Yeah.
No,
Typical.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what other music Tony Stark would listen to.
it doesn't matter.
All classic
Neil.
rock. Van Halen, like I feel like he would be a big
Rock
Van
and roll
Halen.
Van Halen.
Damn,
Yeah.
So we've covered
Sorry.
Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye.
We talked about them all.
Except Loki. I don't feel like we
Let's
haven't tackled
really
it
talk
enough.
about
Like,
Loki.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about.
Loki.
You're right. We got Sarah here.
I'm
Let's talk
here.
about
yeah,
Loki.
I'm your resident expert.
Yeah, the expert on Loki is here.
Yeah.
Why not use her?
Yeah. I have a really sweet Loki shirt that I am gonna wear to the Endgame premiere.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was Hot Topic released it last year after Infinity War, and I said I will buy that shirt when it's not $25 because they're I don't know who they use to make shirts, but they're shitty quality. So I was like, you're gonna have to drop that price down for me to buy it. I got it for $6 at the Outlet Mall.
There you go.
It's one of the best days of my life. Last year.
This is our Loki expert, by the way.
Time of the shirt. Yeah. I thought he was portrayed well in the first Thor movie, gearing up for Avengers. I don't like his hair though, but as I understand, that was his natural. That was like Tom Hiddleston's actual hair, and then he started wearing a wig. What?
I'm learning. I'm just listening.
No, don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
I have to give a fuck about something.
You're right.
That's true, and it's got to be Loki.
It's gonna be yeah. Now my
So, God,
What about Loki spoke to you?
okay. Well, it started with Dogma, the Kevin
Okay.
Smith movie,
Mhm.
like Matt Damon. I love that movie, and I love...
So if there was a villain named Bartleby, which used to be like, oh,
I
Bartleby's
like
dead
Bartleby.
too.
He's
Yeah.
funny, but
I like the Golgothan, the big shit monster.
of course you do, because you like slapstick bullshit. So when we saw Ragnarok and Matt Damon was portraying Loki in the little play, I lost my shit. It made me laugh, and I was so happy about it. And it was the only Marvel Easter egg that I got that Brian didn't get. Like, I got it. I was like, we've never seen Dogma. Like, that's why it's great. I don't know why I like him. He's incredibly attractive. You know how like men will say, Brian will say this a lot when he sees an attractive woman, he'll say like, oh, she makes my dick hurt. Well, like Tom Hiddleston as Loki does that for me. For a lot of women. I'm not the only one. Like,
Kyle can speak to
I don't know, my cunt twitches or something. I'm serious. My skin will flush if I see that dude. He's Jesus Christ, he's disarming. He's so hot. Like and he's a good looking man. He's an amazing actor, but something about the black
Loki
slick back
specifically,
hair.
right?
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
How about the horned helmet?
I don't mind it. I mean, I made one, remember?
Yeah, it's true. You were Lady Loki.
It was fun.
For Halloween.
It was fun.
But I not just do not mind it. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, costume.
It's awesome
for the
Yeah,
characters.
I mean but in the comics though, especially in the older ones, it was way more pronounced.
Oh,
It's
huge.
enormous. It's like a fucking tree, and it's goofy, but like
It's like impish, whatever. Like the old
yeah.
Loki is kind of.
Well, and his outfit, his hair, you don't see his hair.
Yeah.
He's just wearing that
Like, he's like a
leotard,
Yeah.
like head to toe. I hate it so much. But he's actually, what I don't like about the original comics, like Loki in the original comics, so the original Loki, is he's not funny, really.
Yeah. He's like
serious.
maniacal.
It's
like, I'm gonna kill everybody.
It's so lame.
So he's not funny. He's not sexy. There's no point to him. We don't.
He's just evil, which is it makes him interesting. But I love him later on in his like transformations. He starts being more cynical, and then when Agent of Asgard came out, they very clearly wrote it to reflect Tom Hiddleston's depiction of him. But he's really funny in Agent of Asgard, and he is the protagonist, but he gets shit on constantly, and I love that because you don't feel like this is the hero, and yeah, things go wrong because there wouldn't be a story if they didn't, but here you go, like, you're only going to root for him. Like, Verity Willis is a great character. I think it'd be cool if they put her in the show. And I am available, Marvel. I am a tattooed woman, and I could very clearly play his best friend, Verity Willis, if you want. And if you want to write in like a little love interest thing, because it's your show, holler.
Sarah, we probably should have told you this beforehand. No one listens to this. So.
Oh, they will. They will, because I'm going to be pushing it.
Right, okay.
I have a follow.
That's in your contract. You do have to share this everywhere.
No, I will.
Okay.
I'm going to send it to my parents first.
You're going to have to.
Yeah.
My parents will actually listen to it and be like, God, you're so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, but
what did you say that Loki did for you again? That you definitely want your parents to
I
do?
will say this in front of my parents. They're cool. They get it. I came from them. You think they're surprised? The shit they've heard me say.
That's fair.
You're right.
Let's see. I'm going to say, I think his costume, like, I follow Accurate MCU, and it's that account on Instagram, but they
Don't know it.
they'll just throw out factoids that compare the comics to the movies.
Oh, good.
It's cool. It's cool.
Camp?
And
What?
Is that what you've been doing like all this time?
What?
Accurate.
yeah, Cosmic Illustrator. Do you follow Accurate MCU?
No.
It
It's
seems
cool.
like your thing.
I'm a.
I think the real question is, does Lightbright follow WolfPunch on
Yeah.
Instagram? Okay, well, there we
You
go.
fucking idiot. Of course I do.
All right, just
I
checking.
like the illustrations, so I always like seeing those.
That's all
Of
Michael.
course it is. But I think Loki always has good like costuming. Thor 1, it's not as good.
Yeah.
The Dark World has great, except for that stupid caftan looking shirt that he's wearing when he's in his cell. But I think his outfit.
But it's good.
Gotta
The whole
figure
thing
it
that
out.
bothers me, at least, well, this is Thor.
disrobed because he's a prisoner. You're right. Sorry.
I've always just been mad that
I'm
Thor
a
never
writer.
wears
I'm
his
always-
helmet. I've been mad that they never wanted, like, Tony always has his mask off. Cap always has his mask off now.
Yeah.
Like, I like the masks. I like Thor's helmet. It's so fucking sweet.
It is.
And he wears it in one scene.
I'm
in the
gonna
first
make
movie.
him one.
I would love that.
I have a lot of craft foam, paint, and jewelry wire at my house.
Thor's helmet is fucking awesome.
Halloween will come up sometime soon. Or you know what? Michael, you got a birthday coming up. Just make it a costume party. Lady Loki and Thor hanging out.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Wait, when's your birthday?
July 11th. Wow.
Just enough time to build him a Thor
It's a
costume.
big week. Tucker and Tara's birthdays are also that week,
Oh,
so
really?
we're going to do something big. Columbus will be on fire.
Yes.
Wonderful. Good. See, I just...
Ablaze.
Ablaze.
Yeah,
yes.
we're going to burn this city down.
You
to
can
honor
be
the
Johnny
people we
Blaze.
love.
That'll be great.
Yeah, that's great. See, I don't think that Loki needs a costume. That was one of the first things that I was thinking when he's
What do
like
you mean?
zapping that guy's eyeball out and he's smiling and he's
Yeah.
loving it. And I'm like, this is fun. Then he steps outside and he grows those fucking horns and I'm like, you don't need this.
No, I
Yeah,
like
Full
like
tilt
the
diva.
horns.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Thor. Loki.
Yeah, fuck Thor.
By the time you get
Yeah.
to Thor Ragnarok, Loki is just a fucking chump.
Yeah.
Where, like, everyone on the team can kick his ass and no one falls for his tricks. So he's just kind of there.
Yeah.
So how do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
like, I don't know, I've read a lot of arguments about it. It doesn't bother me because I still enjoy Thor Ragnarok. And I love Taika Waititi a lot. I respect that dude. I love his work. He's hilarious. It doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when they said that, what's his face? Feig said that he was being mind controlled by Thanos the whole time. So I'm like, you're gonna
What?
water down. Yeah, it's
That's
on the
dumb.
Marvel website.
Loki.
What's his name? Kevin Feige, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Feige. Not
You just call him Feig.
Feig.
Just like, Joss Whedon is just Joss to you.
Joss.
You're a high roller.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige.
He
That'd
said.
make you like him more.
He said no. He released a statement. I want to say it was probably like in the fall, early winter. Because I was talking about it with Alex Getchell. He said that all this time Loki was being mind controlled by Thanos the entire time. So everything evil he did was under Thanos' influence. Which, okay, I'm not gonna get all like my
Even in
panties.
Thor 1?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna get my panties up in a twist about it and be upset because like whatever. And I think he was just saying that because, like, maybe Disney that can't give a villain a TV show, even though they should be able to. I don't know. Maybe it's a Disney thing. I'm not mad at you, Kev, but like, it's a bummer because I think in a way it doesn't upset me, but it does kind of like undo literally everything he's done in every movie.
Everything
It
he's
does.
done is of no
It does
consequence.
completely.
Because the point
Because
is
he
he was
has every
supposed to have a
reason to be
change of
mad.
heart on his own.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Hence-
Kevin, though. Sarah's not mad at you.
I'm not mad at you. I will still pay handsomely for access to Marvel properties that that show that
yeah. What she
that
said.
star him. All right, well, really anything. I love Marvel, so I will watch all of it. But yeah, it bothers me. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I want to see what they're gonna do with it. Like, people. I've read some shit online where like people are upset or they hate Ragnarok so much, and I'm like, well, Ragnarok was great.
I'm not a big fan of Marvel movies. It's one of the best ones.
It is.
It's my second favorite.
I originally
It's
thought it
beautiful.
was very
It's aesthetic.
underwhelming,
It's
but
fun.
going back to it, that is one of the better Marvel.
You had the Mothers Ball brothers putting the soundtrack together. So the soundtrack kicks ass, and you wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautifully done film, and it's kind of in the vein of Guardians, and it's funny like
It's
Guardians.
got the 80s vibe.
Yeah.
It does not.
Jeff Goldblum's there.
Yeah,
great.
JG in the house.
Oh my god.
What?
Jeff Goldblum's fine.
He's great.
He's fine.
He's a
great.
treasure.
He is a treasure.
He's a treasure. He's better than what? Kurt Russell?
No, he's not better.
You can't compare him to
I'm gonna
Kurt
start
Russell.
doing
Those
that.
are two totally
I
different.
just like to make Kyle
I
mad.
know. Let's talk about Wolverine now. Like,
You are one classy young lady.
you love
so eloquent.
You love Wolverine probably even more than I love Loki.
I don't think that's possible.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think
He's-
Wolverine makes Kyle's dick do
It
anything.
definitely does.
I don't
It
think
does.
I love anything the way you love Loki.
It's hot. I'm attracted.
Oh no, you do love that Papa John's. I've seen you.
I
You better
am
not be
not.
supporting that man.
I'm not. I'm. What is it? I'm
2019.
6 months clean on Papa John's. I think.
Wow.
Proud
I
of
think
you.
I'm.
I actually am proud of you.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's a bold step.
Yeah.
My Carhartts are getting looser. It's great.
So, the
Aw.
Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've basically said we all need to say.
always-
Well, I guess more like, rather than like character specific, like, is
Yeah.
there anything left? Like, we're at like a minute and 12, or an hour and 12.
One quick minute.
Why don't we talk about why don't we segue into Endgame and how
We'll just, I guess, like
Well, I guess
how we feel about Marvel as a whole.
Endgame,
'Cause, I mean,
Avengers
this was-
1, Avengers 2. It's such a big topic. It's hard to like encapsulate anything. I definitely just like watching the Avengers 1
enduring it. I
and
suppose.
endure really well is what
For
I'm
you,
doing.
I love it.
I really had to endure that movie, but enduring the Avengers 1 and being like, all right, well, this week we got Endgame. It is like a really look how far we've come kind of moment. Not just for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but for superhero movies in general.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we talk about how the market has been, like, really saturated, like, too much with superhero movies. They have gotten better. And that is something to there's something to be said about it. Like, you know, when I go back and watch the Avengers, I'm like, this passed at the time for, like, a 96, 92% approval on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like a universally praised movie, and I'm watching it now, and I'm like, I can't stand this at all. And then, like, you know, I don't love Infinity War, but I'm like, this is like a much better, much more fun movie to watch.
Sure, but I mean, the Avengers was like, it just got there first. That's part of the reason why it was such a big deal. Was you made this extended universe with all these characters with their individual movies, and then you put them all together, and that was the point. And nobody had really seen that before, so really all they had to do was pull it off and have the movie be competent, and it was going to be well received. And that's what it was. And yeah, you could say that superhero movies are getting better, but I don't know.
Not faster than we're getting tired.
Not faster than we're getting tired of them.
Yeah.
And I've also got to say, you know, it's not an objectively better movie. Avengers has a lot of flaws, but I think I like it better than, like, the Ant-Man movies, more than Captain Marvel, more than a decent amount of newer ones, where I'm just like, I don't fucking give a shit anymore.
I could say I like it better than Captain Marvel.
I like it better than Captain Marvel. Doctor Strange, I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I like Doctor Strange. It's a beautiful,
good visuals.
Beautiful movie. Oh my god!
But honestly, the last leg of movies that came out, other than Ant-Man, well, I guess I can't speak to Ant-Man because I haven't seen it. The Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I just watched that
It's
one.
on Netflix,
but like,
Michael.
How was it?
Fine.
It's a fun, good time.
Like, Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok,
Homecoming was good.
Infinity War, Black Panther. The last big leg of Marvel movies have all been like top, like the best.
They have been.
Like those are
sick.
Except Captain Marvel.
Except Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp, from what I hear.
But Ant-Man and the Wasp was just like a fun, happy one.
Yeah,
That was the
it's
first
just a
Marvel
comedy.
movie after Infinity War, and everybody's like still reeling from.
Were they really
Infinity
just a
War
comedy?
was serious.
Yeah, it's just a comedy. I don't think like anybody dies in it or anything. It's a pretty.
It has a couple like sad moments where you're
Yeah.
like, oh man, like, I feel bad, but it was a good feel good movie. Way better than Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I love Brie Larson
Me
so much.
Yeah,
I think
great.
she's going to do better later when they let her.
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
I hope they pull a Thor with her and make her bigger,
Yeah, that's
like
possible.
better.
Yes.
Like they just got to figure out her character. It took them 3 movies to figure out Thor's character. Hopefully,
Maybe it'll take less time. It'd be cool if they kind of wrote something where they're either if they did a romantic thing, I wouldn't be mad. Sorry, it'd be cute because they did flirt in that trailer. But like
Thor and Captain Marvel?
yes, but I don't know if there was something. I don't even like some kind of a storyline, or if he even appeared. I don't know if they would even do that. It'd be kind of stupid, honestly. But it'd be cool.
You're talking yourself
Calm
out.
down.
I'm just thinking out loud, but
I don't know. What if they had like a relationship? But I don't know. They don't have to. But they did flirt because he almost hit her with an axe.
I'm
They
just
really
throwing it
did
out
that.
there so that if it happens, I can throw it in your face and say I said it.
Yeah.
cool.
I
And if it
want
doesn't, you're
Thor
not.
and Guardians 3. I want that,
Mm.
and I want him in the Loki show, obviously, because it really their relationship's important. I need that, and then and I liked your guys's when I reviewed Captain Marvel, your guys' episode of it. Like I shared most of your opinions. Like honestly,
We're very good.
yes, you're okay. You needed me for sure, but
It would have given us more credibility
Yeah.
instead
to have a
of
woman.
Yeah.
being like 4 men who are like, this movie for chicks is dumb.
But we're not anti-feminist.
Yeah.
And we don't hate white women. It's just no. It was okay.
You know, anyway.
It was okay. It was and like you guys said, it was supposed to be a period piece, but it was very like ham-fisted. Hey, blockbuster.
Yeah.
And a 9 Inch Nails shirt, and you hear a Nirvana song off Nevermind. It had to be Nevermind, and that fucking No Doubt song. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Just a Girl's okay. I don't hate that song, but like, I don't know. They couldn't have picked like a garbage song or like
No, they wouldn't have.
No.
Super Vixen. I don't even know if that was even out the year of Captain Marvel, and it's a kind of a slow song, but I like it.
You see that bug in the window just
Yeah,
now?
I did.
Who cares about it?
Yeah.
It was enormous. There's an enormous bug.
I saw it.
It's outside. You're safe. It
Yeah.
can't
I'm not
hurt
afraid.
you.
It
It's
was-
not real.
I didn't realize bees or wasps, whatever that is, got that big. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
Great.
Where's the Wasp? Where's Ant-Man? Guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Like, I just can't care about the Marvel movies. I can't.
You're
like,
still gonna give them your money.
I
and
will.
go
Like,
see
I'll
them.
go. I go see them and I enjoy them. But as soon as I leave the theater, even the best ones, I forget about. I don't care. Like it's like this is dumb, entertaining, and then I leave. Like literally before you got here, we're trying to think who are your favorite. If you cut the X-Men out of the Marvel universe.
Right, who are your
Like,
favorite
I
characters?
don't give a shit about any Marvel superheroes.
You like Thor.
I like
Loki.
Thor and Loki.
You've
but
always liked Loki
but
since I've known you.
I like them, but
That's
like
the whole reason
but
she's
they're-
friends with you.
But it's like a whole other like. There's a big jump between like the X-Men and Thor and Loki.
No, I get that.
And it's just
I get
like
that.
I can't. Like I just can't care about them.
What are you giggling about?
A friend sent me a cat video.
But you get together and record podcasts every week about said Marvel films.
Yeah, and
That's true.
it's fun
Because that's all anybody watches, so that's what we have to talk about.
Yeah.
We do live in Ohio,
Yeah.
so we gotta have fun where we can.
I cannot tell you how many of these movies I would not have seen had, like, we, one, not been doing it for a podcast, or two, just because everyone was going.
Yeah, but until we started doing this podcast, most of the Marvel movies I didn't see until they came out on video.
Yeah.
Like, I never went to the theater.
I will say, I didn't see Avengers when it was in theaters.
Me either.
I saw it, like, a while later.
Yeah.
I saw Dark Knight Rises came out that same summer. I saw that in theaters with my whole family.
Yeah,
like,
that's
we
a
all
good
went out
movie.
to dinner and we saw it, and it was... I didn't care.
So
It's a
you're
great
fucking,
movie.
You're a hack, then. You're a goddamn tool.
Did I ever claim to be otherwise?
I mean, I saw Avengers in theaters, like, opening night.
Well,
I was
Yeah.
there on the front lines. And you...
I did too.
You didn't invite me. We didn't know you yet. That's your fault.
No,
I've been here,
That's not what I was
bro.
going to say. I didn't like you. Like,
You didn't know I existed
I
yet.
didn't want to
So
know.
you didn't know me.
I
to
wasn't
not
ready
like
to
me.
know.
But the last time I've seen a movie on opening night was the second Sam Raimi Spider-Man. So this was, 15 years ago, and I was in summer school, except
You
for
haven't seen a movie on
geometry.
opening night since then,
That's the last time I saw a movie on opening night, yeah.
and now you're going to see Endgame opening night.
And I'm so happy. I just wish it was one of those dramatic midnight premieres, but, I'll take 6:45 p.m. on a Thursday, I guess.
That's fair.
Just happy I'm going to see it, and no one's
You're going to be the
spoil it.
coolest person in the theater.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, no, Brian will be there.
Really?
Your group.
Yeah, it's
By
me,
far.
Brian, and Adrian.
Yeah. You guys are going to look like fucking rock stars compared to whoever else is going to be there at 6:45.
Probably, I don't know.
Children's.
I don't know what would be worse, like other fucking nerds that are like mean and cynical, so you guys but worse.
Yeah.
Or like
Lots of people that look like me and Kemp will be there, but
Yeah.
without our charm and wings.
I wish we were all seeing it together.
No.
What about me?
Like a year ago, I thought our plan was to all go 10 deep. I don't know.
I think
Sorry.
I think we'll all see it. We'll get together. We'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a big weekend for war. We'll have some Endgame, some Game of Thrones. Also, is going to having
Yeah.
a big battle episode.
Mortal Kombat 11 drops tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. There that the video game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They have not made 11 of those
Another
movies.
thing. Another thing that
God
It might
help,
as well.
God help
You know
us
what? They
all
wouldn't know what
think
the
it.
fuck to do because their lore is so complicated.
Oh, yeah.
None of it makes sense, but
all
I
fighting
love
game
that
lore is nonsensical.
Street Fighters is pretty linear. Everything makes sense for the most part.
I'll take your word for it.
Nobody ages in Street Fighter except for like Sakura. That's it.
Champ. Sorry.
Now she's a
Typical.
grown ass woman.
She is?
Yeah.
She was one of my mains.
She wants to fuck Ryu so bad, and he like just doesn't know what sex is. So he's like, "Wait, what?" Like,
This is all really relevant to the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the Avengers.
Well, you
That
know,
was a
because
good movie.
Vega is daddy and Loki is daddy.
That's right. He's on to something.
Thank you for translating that. For
Yes.
me, Kyle. Now I get it.
Yeah.
It's like she's the convoluted line of dialogue that Joss Whedon writes, and then I summarize it for the audience.
Aww. So one could say that we, I don't know where I was going. God damn it.
Complete one another.
Yes, we complete each other's sentences.
In a Joss Whedon universe, what kind of god? No, it's horrible.
What kind of guy?
By the 9, Kyle.
If this were a video, did it be a great place to put Joss Whedon's face? What kind of god?
I was just telling him on the way up we need to do a podcast of this so
Yeah.
that, reference images can be used.
Yeah, but you didn't wear your
People can
Loki
see-
shirt, so.
I'm going to wear it on Thursday. It's a white shirt. I have to wash it separately.
Well,
Because it won't be
Oh my
as
gosh.
white anymore. What?
Endgame is coming. We can do our.
Yeah. And
Yes.
Game is coming. Is that what Jon Snow says, right?
And for all of
Is
our
he
listeners,
still alive? Wow, thank God.
Yeah.
Somebody's alive.
For all of our listeners, Sarah will be back for our Endgame
Yeah,
episode.
I'll be back.
So you can listen
Sorry,
to that
exactly.
based off how you feel about
Or
this.
you can just not listen to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, sorry about that.
WolfPunch.